Hello, I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, Dolores County. Brought to you by the Dolores County Broadcasting Network with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the Special District Association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station. If there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, please call me at 970-677-4119 or email dcbnnews@gmail.com. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Tuesday program for April 6, 2021, DCTV Daily News. As reported in the Journal from the park's press release, Mesa Verde National Park is known for preserving ancient cultural sites, and now it will protect the nighttime view of the stars above as well. This year, Mesa Verde was designated the 100th International Dark Sky Park, again, according to a park news release on Monday. The certification recognizes the exceptional quality of the park's night skies and provides added opportunities to enhance visitor experiences through astronomy-based interpretive programming. At first glance, the concept of dark sky certification seems to be a great idea as we continue to be humans of unknown origins, and with so much history and cultural stories about how our sky is so important to us, most never get to know that or take the time to research our connections. And some institutions actually are working against the human knowledge of the relevance to the sky clock, so above, so below, and how what we now call stars, which used to be heavenly bodies or shimmering lights, and constellations tell the story of thousands of years as they circle around that North Star. Makes you wonder how that North Star stays put in photos. You can obviously see it there, and through ancient stone circles or even the Georgia guidestones with that North Star hole where you can see the star every night in the exact same place. Truly mind-blowing to think of the ramifications and how what we have been told and taught might not be the full truth after all. So that being said, yes, keeping our terrestrial lights off or pointed downward so that we don't have what they call light pollution helps naked eye viewing of the stars above. But what impact is it on the economy of locations now having to retrofit all lights in the surrounding areas? Hopefully humans have thought that one through, as shining a light on the truth is always a good thing. The article continues with a quote from Park Superintendent Cliff Spencer, quote, "We are happy to announce our work to advance the preservation of Mesa Verde's night skies and provide visitors opportunities to experience the wonder of starry nights. National parks are some of the best places in America to see a breathtaking array of stars, planets, and neighboring galaxies." The multi-year application process included light pollution surveys, light source inventory, reducing outdoor lighting, and downcast lighting systems. Essential outdoor lighting was upgraded to energy efficiency bulbs, which reduce park costs. So in this case, the park is able to find federal funding to accomplish this goal. Well done. And they say that dark sky parks are also seen to create economic opportunities by promoting astronomy-based tourism. Mesa Verde's application garnered widespread community support, including from the cities of Cortez, towns of Dolores and Mancos, Crow Canyon Archaeological Center, and the Mesa Verde Country Tourism Bureau. The dark sky designation also serves to highlight the spiritual and practical connections to the ancestral Pueblans had with their night skies and stars. So interestingly, here near Dove Creek, if you get down into the canyon areas, the far and few between lighting at farmhouses and the like allows for spectacular views of the night sky here as well. Something a local tourism group in conjunction with the DC Chamber is working on without having a resolution and designation impacting the locals. For Mesa Verde, their exceptionally dark skies are an important part of the cultural landscape of the park that holds special significance to Mesa Verde's 26 affiliated tribes, park officials said. The effort to reduce light pollution at the park to earn the dark sky recognition was a collective effort by park staff and the Mesa Verde Museum Association, Spencer said. Concessionaire Aramac, which is a very large international concessionaire, was also committed to the goal, Sholey added. And by the way, Mesa Verde is also a United Nations international designation on that park as well, which means it doesn't actually belong to the U.S. anymore. It's an international preserved site. The International Dark Sky Places program was founded back in 2001 to encourage communities, parks, and protected areas around the world to preserve and protect dark sites through responsible lighting policies and public education. The International Dark Sky certification does not carry legal or regulatory authority, The certification demonstrates a commitment by parks to improve night skies through the use of more energy-efficient, sustainable lighting. Certification also reaffirms the park's commitment to educate the public and gateway communities about the importance of dark sky-friendly outdoor lighting and opportunities to work together towards common goals. And here I go again. However, if the UN's Agenda 2030 is set to remove more population from wilder areas such as Dolores County, then it can become a slippery slope of restrictions on locals that further the plans to get people out of the remote areas we love so much and stack them into cities. Then, like the Hunger Games, the movies, only the rich and elites will be able to enjoy and access such important destination areas and know the secrets of the dark sky. And now let's take a look at our local weather. Today, sunny and a high near 50 degrees, breezy with a northwest wind, 15 to 20 miles an hour, gusts to 35. For tonight, mostly clear with a low around 30 degrees, blustery with a northwest wind, 15 to 20 miles an hour, becoming north 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then in the evening, wind gusts could be as high as 30. And into Wednesday, we're looking for a sunny day with a high near 60 with north-northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the afternoon. For Wednesday night, partly cloudy and a low around 36 degrees with northwest winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming east after midnight. Into Thursday, mostly sunny and a high near 66 degrees with east winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, becoming west in the afternoon. Those winds again could gust as high as 25 miles an hour, so we are apparently in the windy season of spring. Thursday night, mostly clear and a low around 37. For Friday, sunny and a high near 62 degrees. Friday night, clear and a low around 35. Saturday, sunny again with a high near 65. Saturday night, mostly clear, a low around 39. And into sunny Sunday, another sunny day with a high near 64 degrees. Sunday night, mostly clear and a low around 35. And now, back to our news. As you are aware of, the wind advisory for today, a red flag fire warning will be in effect as well, with increasingly dry conditions combined with those winds. So look for no burning bans to be discussed shortly, as we need some spring rains to help the soil, trees, and everything around us. In the Journal, they reported the National Weather Service has issued that red flag warning and a fire watch for southwest Colorado. The red flag warning is effective from noon to 9 p.m. On Monday. It already expired. The fire weather watch is effective from noon to 9 p.m. Tuesday, and now we're looking at a fire alert into Thursday as well. The area impacted includes Fire Weather Zone 207, which includes Montezuma County and southern La Plata County and Dolores County. Controlled burns are not allowed during red flag warning days, according to Montezuma County Sheriff Steve Nowlin. Burning should be avoided most of this week. Gusty winds, low relative humidity, and dry fuels triggered the warning and watch. On Monday, winds expected to come out of the southwest, 10 to 20 miles an hour and gusts to 35, with relative humidity between 8 and 13%. For Tuesday, winds are expected out of the west, 15 to 25 miles an hour, gusts to 40. A red flag warning means critical fire weather conditions are present or expected. A combination of strong winds, low relative humidity, and warm temperatures can contribute to extreme fire behavior. The fire weather watch means critical fire weather conditions are forecast. According to the National Weather Service, highs are expected to reach 65 to 75 degrees with lows in the 30s. Tuesday, a little bit cooler, highs in the 50s with gusty winds to 35. And at 3 a.m. this morning, I got on my cell phone, you might have as well, had a weather advisory alert that there may be a freeze warning in effect later this week. Extreme and exceptional drought conditions, the two highest drought levels, persist for Montezuma, La Plata, and Dolores counties, according to this U.S. Drought Monitor. The National Resource Conservation Service SNOWTEL data for the Dolores Basin shows the snow water equivalent of snowpack is around 67% of the 30-year average between 1981 and 2010. Nonetheless, Cortez has been seeing above average precipitation for the winter season, according to Jim Andrews, a local weather observer for the National Weather Service. Year-to-date precipitation is above average here. Quote, "We had a lot of snow, but also a lot of warm weather that melted it off fast," he said. In Cortez, March saw 1.3 inches of precipitation, or 125% of their average 1.04 inches on the month. Year-to-date precipitation for Cortez is 3.37 inches, or 118% of the average, 2.86 inches. And though we are technically in spring, avalanche danger continues to remain considerable. Avalanche danger for the San Juan Mountains is at the considerable level, according to the Colorado Avalanche Information Center, or CAIC. quote, natural, loose, wet, and wet slab avalanches are possible on most aspects. Wet slab avalanche conditions are lurking and very dangerous. That according to the report from Monday. Overnight lows are freezing the snowpack surface, but the quick thaw in the morning will create dangerous slide conditions by midday. So be aware of overhead hazards like cornices and avoid slopes that do not support your weight. Thin, shallow, rocky areas, terrain under cliffs with running water on them, and slopes that are shedding snow should be avoided. Water is moving through the snowpack, and slopes do not have to be in the sun to be dangerous. Getting out early and home early will help people stay safe. Above tree line, north-facing slopes before noon will provide safer skiing and riding options. Our emergency and search and rescue teams in the whole Southwest area are set and prepared for both ends of the spectrum at the same time, but let's not overload them with unnecessary calls. And a U.S. District Court judge has ruled that federal dollars cannot be used to fund a Colorado Parks and Wildlife plan to kill hundreds of mountain lions in the upper Arkansas River Valley as part of a study of the impact of predators on declining mule deer populations. As reported in the Durango Herald with a photo National Park Services, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service needed to conduct its own environmental analysis of Colorado's predator management plan before funding long-term projects that kill bears and cougars, Judge Marcia Krieger ruled last week. She ruled that the federal agency should have conducted its own environmental review, not relied on another agency study when it helped pay for the killing of as many as 230 mountain lions between Leadville and Salida as part of a Colorado Parks and Wildlife plan to bolster mule deer herds here. At least for right now, there's no federal funding for a $4 million project, and without the funding, they will not be able to move forward in the same capacity, said Andrea Zaccardi, an attorney with the Center for Biological Diversity, which sued the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in 2018 over its support for Colorado Parks and Wildlife's plan. The federal court ruling last week cuts funding for a 9-year project that would remove half of the mountain lions in the upper Arkansas River Basin. An application for federal funding for the mountain lion reduction in the basin shows costs ranging from $358,000 to $435,000 a year, and the state asked the federal government to pay roughly 75% of that cost. A spokeswoman with Fish and Wildlife said the service is aware of the court's decision, quote, and will be considering the next steps. It was pointed to studies showing that reducing predators does not actually boost mule deer populations, a concern that they may be on the decline. Predators, quote, usually prey on the weakest link in a herd. They are killing the weak, young, sick, and old mule deer, which can actually make herds stronger in the long run, Zaccardi said. Wild Earth Guardians and the Humane Society joined the Center for Biological Diversity in suing the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. The wildlife groups argued several studies showed the predator reduction was, quote, scientifically unsupported, and federal agents used extremely cruel methods like traps, snares, and hounds to kill the animals. The federal government had no business funding this completely unnecessary state-sponsored slaughter, said Laura Smythe, staff attorney with the Humane Society of the United States, in her statement. Krieger's ruling said that Fish and Wildlife needed to conduct again its own review of the state's predator management plan, including more study of the cumulative effects of the project on cougar cubs orphaned by the killing of their mother. Colorado Parks and Wildlife has completed its predator project in the Pisceans Basin, but isn't saying how many black bears it trapped, killed, or relocated. It's also not discussing its research into how fewer bears may be influencing mule deer numbers. It's hard to track whether the reduction of black bears in the area has led to fewer conflicts with humans. Wildlife officers in 2020 started using an app to better document and track human-bear conflicts. Previous tracking of human-bear conflicts documented only serious interactions, not bears in beehives, bird feeders, or chicken coops. Using the new system, wildlife officers took reports on 1,034 human-bear encounters in 2020 in the area that includes the Piscean Basin, a majority of those involving bears getting into trash. A public records request filed in 2018 by the Center for Biological Diversity yielded a handwritten note from Colorado Parks and Wildlife's Pisceans Predator Project with 17 dates in May and June 2017 documenting a dozen boars and sows killed, with dogs treeing bears and some bears released. One entry noted dogs on June 26 treeing a lactating sow that was killed with 2 cubs in trees close by. In January 2020, a Denver District Court judge dismissed a lawsuit filed by Wild Earth Guardians. that argued Colorado Parks and Wildlife's predator plans for the Pisceans and Upper Arkansas River basins violated state laws prohibiting lethal trapping. Those laws do allow for trapping and killing animals for, quote, bona fide scientific research. Judge Robert McGahee Jr. ruled that the two predator projects qualified for exemptions from lethal trapping because they were providing new and relevant knowledge suitable for publication. In 2018, Colorado Parks and Wildlife removed an unreported number of mountain lions from 3,000 square miles of the Upper Arkansas River Basin and has been studying the impact of that reduction on mule deer populations. Locally here, there have been sightings of a very large mountain lion in Coalbed Creek Canyon that was being tracked. Be sure to be careful around these animals as they can be deadly to human interactions. And to catch this program online, visit our Facebook page. It's DCTV Daily News, or also on YouTube. You can follow and subscribe to both of them easily and join in on the conversation. This is your local community TV station, so if you have something you'd like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com or call us at the station 970-677-4119 and leave a message. Thanks for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. If you like the program, again, please do like and follow us on Facebook and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV. For the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA, I'm Kendra Cook. Be well and keep thinking for yourself.